CityCast Pittsburgh is brought to you today by the Heinz History Center. We have been hyping up their Pittsburgh Hidden History exhibit since it opened. And if you haven't checked it out, now is your chance. It truly is such a cool opportunity to look behind the curtain and see what the curators themselves actually love the most. Teeny tiny toy collections, spooky stuff, a huge riverboat wheel, even a bunch of shivs. The whole exhibit has gotten such rave reviews that they're keeping it going way longer than they initially planned. But it's not going to last forever, so cross a river, cross a bridge, and get thyself to the Heinz History Center. And don't forget, kids 17 and under always get in for free. Plan your visit at heinzhistorycenter.org.
Today on CityCast Pittsburgh, our city has some really iconic commercials.
Century Street, Chevrolet, Lemonade Church Road, Pittsburgh.
Minutes from the mall.
And remember, there's no fee unless we get money for you.
But there is one ad that beats them all. The Eaton Park Christmas Star commercial. It's one of the longest running seasonal ads in the entire country. And we are bringing back last year's conversation with an unofficial Eaton Park correspondent to learn the story behind Pittsburgh's most enduring commercial and talk about why it still stands the test of time. It's Monday, December 15th. I'm Mallory Falk, and here's what Pittsburgh's talking about. Before we get into the show and all of the wonder of Eaton Park, I want to just take a minute to give a huge shout out and thank you to everybody who became a neighbor last week during our year-end membership campaign. We're so grateful for your support, and we are so excited to see you in real life at our special Neighbors Only events. We are planning some as we speak, and I am joined right now on mic by our regular host, Megan Harris.
Hi, it's Megan. Today is Mallory's time to shine, but I am popping in because even though we technically wrapped up our membership stuff on Friday, honestly, we did not reach our goal. We're not far off, though. If 14 people listening sign up right now, we will be in a much better spot, and our leaders will know that we're headed into the new year strong.
Yes, because the four of us who put the podcast and newsletter together, we live here. We are Pittsburghers. We love our city. We catch the Eaton Park commercial every year.
We are your actual neighbors.
Yes, but we're part of a national company. We're in 13 different cities. And so we want to show that we've got support here in Pittsburgh to keep this thing going.
Yes, Pittsburgh comes to play. Dang it. Let's prove it.
We need your support to keep us around. You can sign up to do that at membership.citycast.fm. And I know last week we said it was your last opportunity to get our exclusive CityCast Pittsburgh beanie, but today you have one more final chance. So if you're regretting that you didn't sign up to get this, cute item to keep your ears warm this winter, you still have time. Today is the final offer. Go to membership.citycast.fm.
Yes. I mean, here at CityCast, I feel like we keep talking about this, but we're trying to bet big on local in 2026 just because the world, our nation, sometimes our state can be pretty messy. But we think staying informed about the city where genuinely everything you do can truly make a difference. Like, we know these people, we see them at the grocery store, we probably are friends with their cousin. Like, that's how communities work. And it's stories and conversations with people that we actually know right here at home that hopefully have the power to connect and shape us and make our communities better.
Yeah, I think this testimonial we got from one of our neighbors, Amy K, puts it best. Amy said, listening to the podcast feels like talking with friends about all the things that are happening in the city. That's what we really hope, that when you're listening to this, it really does feel like being part of the conversation. You truly can become part of the conversation as a neighbor because you get to send us your shout outs, talk about the things you really love that you want more of your neighbors, more Pittsburghers to know about. You get to engage in real discussions at Neighbors Only events. If all of this is valuable to you and something you want to be a part of, please join our neighborhood.
Yes, you can do that at membership.citycast.fm. I just got to say, y'all educate me all the time. Every time we have an episode, you would think that it would be like about, asking for shout outs for the best type of food or like restaurants we want to try. And we get those and we love them. But I also get feedback on things like urban planning, for example. Like, it is such a blast to look in our inbox and see 2 or 5 or 15 messages from folks like you who know exactly what we're talking about, maybe have the receipts about something that we're chatting through anyway. You let us know what the city's talking about genuinely, and you help us be more informed and better conduits to that. It's so much fun to be the recipient of that knowledge and to be able to share your insights in as much as yins are comfortable. I always ask before I repeat anything anyone tells me. But I mean, it's so cool. Like, y'all know so much, and it's really because of you that we get to do this job we love so much.
Yes, we are so grateful to the neighbors who power this work. More than 250 of you have signed up for membership this year.
Just this year.
And we want to give a special shout out to our brand newest neighbors, Melissa Z, Alan P, Amy T, William R, Marcy D, Patricia C, and Eric B. We're so glad you are our new neighbors, and we hope more listeners right now are inspired to join you.
So if you have been meaning to join, but maybe you've been on the fence, you thought you would get around to it later, now is later. It's the perfect time to sign up. We are still giving away that cute beanie to members who sign up today. It is actually the last day this time. $10 a month or $100 a year, whatever you have it in you to give, it would be invaluable to us. So one more time, membership.citycast.fm. On to the show.
I'm with Christy Graver, the food editor at Pittsburgh Magazine. Welcome, Christy.
Hello, how are you?
Doing well. Very excited to discuss this topic.
Me too.
So, legitimately, one of my earliest memories is curling up in front of the TV and seeing this Eaton Park Christmas commercial. It's really seared in my brain in a way that few other commercials are. But for anybody who isn't familiar, could you start off just describing this ad?
Okay, so say you're sitting in your living room and not really into the holiday spirit, and then you hear that little do-do-do, do-do-do. It's like Pavlovian. I want to have a super burger immediately, and I just start to well up. It doesn't matter that this commercial has been airing since 1982. It instantly makes me nostalgic because the little star can't get on top of the tree, so the tree bends down, picks it up, and the whole thing lights up.
We hope the special lift you get this holiday season lasts all year long. Happy holidays from Eaton Park.
It sounds like it imprinted onto you the same way it did to me.
100%. I remember Christmas 1982. Hard to believe, but I do.
So you remember the world premiere of this ad?
I don't really remember the world premiere. It premiered during the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in 1982, but 1982 was my brother's first Christmas, and I got a Cabbage Patch Kid. So
it was memorable.
It was memorable.
So then you actually dug into the story, behind this commercial for Pittsburgh Magazine. Set the scene for us. It's 1982. Why did Eaton Park want to make a Christmas ad? Because, usually when I think of a restaurant commercial, I think of syrup getting poured on pancakes or something, not an animated ad that doesn't even mention their food at all.
It started basically as a thank you to Pittsburgh because Eaton Park has been doing this Caring for Kids campaign, and Pittsburghers are very open-hearted and they give generously. So Eaton Park just wanted to say thank you to Pittsburghers. And so they hired a bunch of people. There's lots of people that were involved in this. Walt Woodward did the music. Bob Trow, he was a regular on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. He's the one that reads the little heartfelt line. And Jeff Broadhurst, whose dad Jim commissioned it in 1982, he says he still gets choked up every time he sees it. And he's the president of the company. So I think that's just a wonderful thing. It's just so Pittsburgh.
Tell me a little bit more about the Caring for Kids campaign. What is it exactly? What were Pittsburghers supporting that Eaton Park wanted to thank them for?
It's a fundraiser for area hospitals. It's now in its 46th year. So it all grew out of that. It's a big part of my heart. I've known a lot of people that have been in Children's Hospital and everything. So it's really important to me. So every time I see this commercial, it's not just a commercial. They're actually, walking like they talk it, and they donate all this money and give us this special enduring thing that's been a part of people's lives, pretty much all their lives.
Yeah, so they brought people in to work on this ad. Do you know, was it an instant stroke of genius, or did they come up with a lot of sort of failed ideas before they landed on this one?
Well, art director Craig Otto and copywriter Kathy Bowen spent nearly a month coming up with the sappy sentiments and everything, because, there's lots to say about Christmas. It's like writing a Christmas song. What are you going to say that's new? And then they put Woodward's whimsical score under it, and I think it's just kind of like the perfect thing. It didn't take long to come together because I think people that were doing it, they were playing Christmas carols. They were really like getting into it creatively. And they delivered probably my favorite commercial.
Yeah. Do you know like how exactly they landed on this idea of a star needing a lift to get to the top of the tree?
I think everyone was just feeling kind of blah that 1982. I mean, I'm not really sure what was going on politically that year, but they just wanted to give people a reason to keep going. So I think now the commercial means even more.
Yeah. And you mentioned the music. It's kind of, you hear this flute that sort of mimics the star as it tries and fails to get to the
Yeah,
top of the tree and
yeah.
kind of lands in the snow panting. And then as the tree bends down to help it up and the star and tree light up, like this whole orchestra comes in.
It's like crescendo.
Exactly. A whole story in like 30 seconds. Do you know more about kind of like how exactly this music came together?
Well, Walt Woodward, he was a folk singer turned jingle writer. So I think he really had his heart tapped into what music can really do emotionally for people. And I think if it didn't have all those little background noises and everything, it wouldn't be as effective. But I think my favorite part is like the star, like kind of panting on the snowy ground, because we all feel that way. And like, I'm already feeling that way from the holiday season. So when I do see it, like I said, that music, it's an instant response that I get. And I'm getting a little emotional talking about it now. And I just watched the Mean Joe Green Coke commercial. That got me choked up too. So I'm just a sucker for product placement and sappy sentiments, and Pittsburgh. Anything about Pittsburgh makes me sentimental because I love it so much.
Yes, that is another classic. That's from a little before my time in the late 70s, but I know it's really famous. It's the one where Mean Joe Green, the Steelers defensive tackle, is kind of limping toward the locker room after an injury. And this little boy offers him a Coke, and then he tosses his jersey to the little boy. I gotta say, Pittsburgh knows how to put out a heartwarming commercial.
Thanks, Mean Joe.
CityCast Pittsburgh is brought to you today by Aura Frames. If you are still looking for a great holiday gift, but you're, say, lacking inspiration, first of all, that is not on us. We are full of great ideas. But here is one more. Aura Frames are a perfect gift for someone who already sort of has everything that they need, but can be really tough to find something that they might want. No lie, I was a teeny bit skeptical of digital photo frames at first. My mom's had one for going on 20 years, and it's been great, but it's static. It was a whole thing for my dad to take out its little SD card and update it with new photos every so often. By the way, none of which the rest of us got to see in advance or pre-approve before suddenly here they are rotating over the breakfast table. Aura Frames has solved for that. You, the gift giver, can preload photos before the frame ships, and then you keep adding them from anywhere, anytime, all from your phone. It is so easy, and you can handpick your favorites before they show up on the frame. Aura will even wrap it in a premium gift box with no pesky visible price tag. Just easy to set up joy for anyone you're buying for. You cannot wrap togetherness, but you can frame it. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames. They were named #1 by Wirecutter, and you can have one by using promo code CityCast at checkout. That's Aura Frames, AURA frames.com, promo code CityCast. This deal is exclusive to our listeners, and the frames do sell out fast, so order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
So you mentioned this made its debut during the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. How was it first received? Like, was this kind of an instant hit, an instant classic? Did people recognize this was something really special?
People were, when I talked to Jeff, he said people really responded to it. They thought, well, that's a nice thing for a company to do. They're not trying to sell us anything. They're not saying, come here and eat a super burger or some smiley cookies. They're just saying, thank you. And the fact that it's been airing every year since, I think is quite amazing. I don't know if they've started making little shirts. They have ugly Christmas sweaters that debuted last year. They had babies that were born at McGee, had little Christmas star, Christmas tree hats to warm their little heads that volunteers knitted. I mean, I just think I saw pictures of it. I mean, it's adorable. That will make you cry. Like everything about it is just nostalgic and just so wonderful. And I think now if you're outside of Pittsburgh, you could watch it online, but it's so much more special when you're not expecting it. You're just watching some random show and it appears and you're just like, wrecked.
Yeah. When it catches you unaware. If you're watching it on YouTube, you're going in prepared to
Right.
emotionally gird yourself for this experience.
I want to see it. And it airs every year since on the Macy's Thanksgiving Day telecast. So that's something and last year it was on Hulu for the first time. So who knows where this thing's going to go, but I hope it lasts forever.
Some real longevity.
Yes.
You wrote in your article that it's one of the longest running seasonal ads in the country and one of the most enduring commercials in Pittsburgh. Why do you think it's endured for so long? Like there are lots of heartwarming holiday ads out there. They're all meant to make us cry and get us emotional. So what is it about this one specifically that you think has led to such staying power?
I really think it's just like a love letter to Pittsburghers. And like I said before, it's not selling you something unless it's just selling you be kind, reach out to people, lift people up, and it will make you feel better too. As I've grown older, I realize that it's all about the giving back. And that's just not me saying that. It's really true. You really do get more when you give back.
Have there ever been any attempts to change the commercial or run a new one, update it with, I don't know, I can't imagine a CGI Eden Park Christmas tree commercial, but have there been any attempts to update it?
No. And I asked Jeff that whenever I interviewed him last year. He said, absolutely, there is no way they're going to change this commercial. I mean, you can't mess with perfection. It's perfect as it is. You can't beat a classic and it's going to be around forever. Just like the Mean Joe Green Coke commercial. There's just something about Pittsburgh and just we know how to do things like that.
So if you had to design a holiday commercial to represent Pittsburgh, I know there's no topping this one, but what would your commercial be?
Probably something with zombies. As you can see in the background here, I collect horror stuff and I'm a really big George Romero fan. So if someone could just come up with some kind of zombie Christmas thing that I could eat too, and that would go to charity, that would be great.
Zombie attack on the Christmas party.
Of course.
Christy Graver is the food editor at Pittsburgh Magazine. We will drop links to her reporting on Eden Park in our show notes. Christy, thanks so much for joining us and happy holidays.
You too.
That is all for today here on CityCast Pittsburgh. Final call to get your CityCast Pittsburgh beanie. Go to membership.citycast.fm to support the show and get all of the great perks. We will be back tomorrow with more from around the city. Talk to you then.
I'm December 17th, so even though I'm Santa Claus, my birthday, they need to be separate. This commercial, I willingly accept on my birthday. Actually, it's a special treat when it airs on my birthday. So
it's kind of turned around your relationship with being a December baby?
Yeah, I'll be 46. I'm over it now. So
Yes.